and Solomon Solo Cruz out of Richmond, Virginia. Came out here repping Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix, Tempe Mesa, you know, Maricopa County. Top of the dome, no premeditated. People waiting for me to fail, they're gonna keep waiting. Solo-ish cruise, I always have stations. I don't know what that means either, but keep patient. I never flub, I only fumble. But if I fumble, I'm gonna get it on the floor. If it's on the floor, it's gonna crumble. I'm off the top of the dome. This shit's easy, I could do this from the seat of my home. Shit, I'm greedy, I'll eat chickens and they bones. They petrified to see me like they in the Twilight Zone. I don't have my phone, but if I did, there's a couple chicks I want a bone. Don't tell nothing to my mama though, I'm just in the zone. I might create a Freudian slip, I may dip. If I don't dip, I might dive like Cedar Floor and some shit. Shit, I'm a average Joe, you just average hoe. Don't act like you haven't heard that one before. Shit, I'm just gonna wrap it up right here like I'm busting a condom. They're looking at me like they want a problem. I'm looking at them like, yo, I can solve them. But check the back of the page for the answers, cause if you look for the answer for me, I might have to dissolve it. No hard bars, it's medium, maybe even soft. The shit I breathe is the shit that goes off. The shit that goes off gonna flip the switch up and the light's gonna pop on. Like popcorn in a cup. That's a freestyle, you already know, top down. Having fun here, solo again, check me out. Or don't, I don't really, I do care, I do care.
How long you been doing music?
I've been doing music, I want to say I started when I was 16, around that time. Shit, honestly, actually probably before that. I started poetry itself back when I was like 12, 13. Started DJing at 16, went back to poetry. So music actually has been always in my life.
So what made you want to do music?
I'll say my mom. So she's in the military, 20 years vet. And whenever we would drive like from Virginia to Arizona, she would just have enough, like just constant CDs, cassettes, just playing like anything from Bone Thugs, Wu-Tang, Method Man, Adina Howard, like all this stuff. I'm like, man, music is so dope. I was like, I would like to try this. It's such a great way to like express myself in a way.
How old were you when you wrote your first song?
Okay, when I wrote my first track, my first complete track, which nobody will ever hear, I had to be 16. I think I remember the verse. It was like, yo, it's the sick soldier, listen to what I told you. If you ain't with it, the game is over. I might be young, but my flow is older, and I got more paper than an IRS molder. It was trash, nobody's gonna hear it. But I remember writing that down, like, oh, this shit's hot. You know, you 16, you don't fucking know what's good, what's not.
So how old were you when you first hit the booth?
When I first hit the booth, 22, 23. My homie Freeze, who has engineered every single project I've had, I met him at my job. I still work there. And he's like, I was like, oh man, you got a studio? He's like, yeah, I got a studio. I'm like, let me come through. He's like, all right. Came through, recorded my first track. It was on SoundCloud, called Cornbread. And it uses the beat of Ghostface Killah's The Champ. And I started rapping and all this stuff, and he was like, hey man, you don't sound like you when you rap. I was like, is that good or bad? He's like, it's nice. I was like, all right, dope. And from there, posted it, shit did better than I anticipated, so I started rapping.
So right now, from the top of the dome, name your top 5 rappers.
Top 5, Method Man, hands down, Chamillionaire. I'm just thinking about the people that I just listen to religiously. Method Man, Chamillionaire, Drake for sure. Love Drake. I started off strong with Method Man, Chamillionaire, then y'all heard Drake and y'all gonna look at me different, but whatever. Currency's dope. His mixtapes have always been dope. I'll say, if I can, if it might be cheating, I'll say Outkast is a duo, but if I had to choose one, I'll choose Andre 3000.
Okay. So, answer me this. Okay. Your name. Where did you get that from?
Okay, so, here's a fun fact. I love the Wu-Tang Clan. And each of those motherfuckers had like 8, 9, 10 different nicknames all at the same time. So I myself have so many different nicknames. Like even for my DJ names, it was like DJ Ish, Soul Child, Soul Train, jokingly DJ Daddy Longlegs. So when it came to the rapper name, I like wrote all of the possible rapper names on a napkin, and I looked at which one jumped out at me. And there was anything from the Sick Soldier to Liquid, which I'm so happy I didn't choose. To just Solo, S-O-L-O-W. It looked good, it looked clean, it looked marketable, to be honest with you. But I just ran with it.
So if somebody go through your phone and listen to your music, what do you think they'll find?
Like my personal stuff?
Your personal music.
My personal music? I think they'll find me, to be honest with you. Each track I record, each lyric I perform is me. Like, it's not a facade, it's nothing like that. Like, you never hear me say, like, my car is fine, my bitch is fine, I got all this money. You never hear me talking about, like, my jewelry and shit like that. Like, you'll hear, like, facts about me. Like, one of my hooks that I wrote was, like she only likes Jordan and Pippen. That's because she hasn't seen the '88 Pistons. And I love Detroit Pistons, so it's like they know I like basketball just in that line. Like, they'll find, like, me with each track that they stumble upon.
Is there a difference between you back in the days, between you now?
Yeah, absolutely. Back in the day, so I was the youngest. It was like me, my sister, and my mom, and that was it. And then our extended family in Virginia was huge, which I love them to death. Shout out to my VA family. But as the youngest, not only the youngest in my family, I was the youngest grandchild until Quinn was born, rest in peace. And I didn't have a voice in this family. So, in fact, anytime I expressed my opinion, it was like, especially for my sister, you know it's true, like, shut up, yada, yada, yada. When it came to the older other siblings, they were like, oh, he's cute, he's whatever. And then when I started writing and got to express myself, it was very angry poetry. And my mom, she actually stumbled upon my notebook, and she was like, Solomon, this is good, but why are you so upset? Why are you so mad? And she was right. So my earlier music was just very hateful, whereas my music now it's more playful, it's more me. I like to have a good time, but also speak about like the truths and experiences that I've experienced. And from 16 to now, I've experienced so much that it'd be a shame if I didn't like try to communicate that to the people that listen.
So your music, what category will you put that through?
So I would say it's like, it's weird because each track isn't the same. Like even if you listen to my new project Brain Space, each track is different. Like it has some of them have like a swing to it, some have the boom bap, definitely East Coast infused. And my rhyming pattern, it's like whatever I feel like writing that day. Like I'll do the A, the A, B. Shit, one time I did an ABC rhyme. But if I had to categorize it, I would say it's fun. It's rap fun. It's boom pappy. It's funky. It's nice. It's smooth. There's hard tracks in there. There's mellow tracks in there. It's hard to say, to be honest. That's a good question.
So before you hit the booth, who do you listen to?
Before I hit the booth, I can't, and this is a rule, I can't listen to anybody that I might potentially steal from. As weird as that sounds, because like, so before I hit the booth, I don't listen to Method Man, I don't listen to Chameleon, because like, I respect their art so much that I don't want to like, subconsciously like, buy it from them. I listen to like Lil Uzi Vert, I listen to 21 Savage, I listen to people who I know for a fact I will never try to emulate. Because it gets me in the mindset of just like, okay, this is rap, there's so many different levels to this. If I go in the booth and I lay something down that I know it's me, then I'll be happy with it. But if I lay down something and I hear Method Man in there, or I hear Chameleon in there, or I hear Busta Rhymes in there, I'm like, nah, I can't do it because I don't want people to think that. Like, there's so many artists out now that are like, oh man, this person sounds like him, and it sounds like him, and I don't want that. I want people to like, man, that's Solo right fucking there.
So who is your biggest influencers in the rap business?
So the business part, again, I hate said, because people want to think, man, they got dick in his mouth. I Method Man and the Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, in the world where you had Biggie on one side, you had Tupac on the other, you had, you know, NWA, you had all these influential people. You got a group of 9 people from the island, from New York, from Staten Island, Long Island, Brooklyn, 9 like lyrical spitters, and they were each different. And they crafted the deal where they weren't signed on as a unit like Run DMC, where they were signed on to a contract where they could each have different separate contracts as themselves. So like while they're all signed to their main label, like RZA was on Tommy Boy, Jizzle was on Tommy Boy, Method Man was on Def Jam. And it's really changed the game and how we look at group acts. And I just love their style, like their similes, their metaphors, all their shit. Like it was just, they just really made me the artist that I look to be today.
Worked with.
So I worked heavily with my homie, my roommate Jay. Jay Too Good. That dude's insane. In fact, I'm scared to put him on the next track because every single track he just gets better. And I'm like, bro, this is my stuff. Like, I'm like sweating writing shit. I see him writing stuff. But my homie Jay. Also worked with my other homie X. He's rap, but he's also singing, and he even does country. He's just a talented dude. Key, AK, he's on my project. Brain Space, he's on this track Eyes Unseen. I also have a track on there, Veterans, where I worked with Hakai, my cousin Nick out of VA, even my engineer Freeze was on there. There's a poet around the valley named Ashanti, worked with her. Then Tragedy with the All Heart Cypher series. So there's Tragedy on there is where I met Hakai. Entity, who I think goes by Wonder Heart now. And it's just a slew of other cats. Like I'm big on building up the culture in AZ, and I always look to work with other AZ talents.
So right now, in the future, who would you like to work with?
Future, like I can work with anybody.
Yeah.
Method Man, of course. Chameleonaire, of course. Maya, listen, okay, when I make it, Maya, I'm gonna propose to you, and I know you're married right now, but that's okay. Tinashe, I think she's dope. I would love to work with Luna George. They're out of England, actually, and a couple of tracks that I have, like, use the remix of their beat. She's dope. I probably would never. Kid Ink, Drake, for sure. Like people that, Chris Brown. I won't work with everybody, to be honest with you. I want to be one of those people that's like, I want to be like, you see my name's like, oh man, he worked with this person, this person, this person. Like, I would love to work with everybody. Besides G-Eazy.
Why is that?
G-Eazy, he needs to go away. G-Eazy need to go away. The reason why is because if I listen to your start and your finish, there should be growth there. And every track he puts out sounds exactly the fucking same.
So in the rap game, who would you not work with?
G-Eazy. Out of respect for Nipsey, Kodak Black. He was talking foul. I can't do that. I probably won't work with who else? I'm just like, nah. I think the list stops there with the potential of other people being written in there.
So right now, what is the most difficult thing as a rapper that you have to go through?
The most difficult thing? Being energized, to be honest with you. When I do live shows, I exert a lot of energy. And then comboing that day job, a lot of energy can be misplaced, and there are times where I'll perform live and I'm like, oh, that wasn't as good as I wanted it to be because I know the type of energy that I can exert. I'd say that the promotion thing isn't hard. The self-motivation isn't hard. I would say the hardest thing is like actually having the energy to do a show after a day of just work.
So right now, where can your fans follow you at?
Okay, so I made sure that I have platforms on all of the social medias because I know not everybody has that. Like some people have Facebook, some people don't. Some people have Twitter, some people don't. So you can get me on Facebook, Solomon Cruz. My fan page on there is SO-LOW. You can hit me on Instagram at King Killer Cruz, KINGKILLACRUZ. You can hit me on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/SOLOW3, 2. And on Twitter, I don't really fuck with Twitter, but I might have to. And that's also King Killer Cruz.
So is there something different you're doing as an artist that others aren't between music and business?
I think the thing that I'm doing differently between music, and I'm not saying this for everybody, because I know it doesn't apply to everybody, but I put myself on the track. I don't put a facade of who I want to be on the track. Like, I leave me on the track, which is probably why I exert so much energy. And as far as business, I understand that when I release something and say it's not moving the way I want it to move, I understand that that it's not my inner circle that's fucking up. I'm not gonna yell at my friends like, oh, you're not playing my stuff, you're not supporting me enough. It's not their job. It's my job to break out of that circle and go to the third point of contact, fourth point of contact of people that I need to reach, that outer layer. And I understand that, and I don't let views or plays get me down, because I know I will eventually get there. I don't think people recognize that yet. I think people are advertising to the same 20 people that are always going to be at their shows, and they're not trying to reach the random person they walk down the street to that could potentially help them break through.
So is it harder as an artist to collab with other artists?
It's not hard for me to collab as another artist, but I can see why it could be hard for people to collab, because collaboration is legitimately that. It's your art combining with someone else's art to make new art, right? Like when you if you mix the color red and then mix the color blue together, it's not a splosh of red and blue, it's purple, it's new. And people don't gather that. People don't understand that when you link up with someone else, you're linking up to make something new, not something that's a part of you and a part of them. It's something new. So because I have that understanding, I don't think it's hard for me, because I can conform to someone else's style and we can mesh to get something new. I will say it's hard to collab with people that have a fixated mind on what they want, and if it's a beat that they can't rap over, they don't try. And so, to answer your question more direct, it's not hard, but it's a satisfying challenge to accomplish.
So do you have any new projects coming up that's out right now?
Yes. So the new project out, it was called Brain Space. It's actually a concept mixtape. It's a house party. From track 1 to track 13, you're the host of the house party. I'm the host of the house party, and you're driving through my mindset. So the beginning's pretty happy, it's really boastful, and then towards the middle I kind of get buzz, and then in this mix of happiness and buzz, I get like aggressive, but then like I get chilled, and then I get sad out of nowhere, because everybody knows we're at a house party, they've been drinking, everything will be good, and then this sadness creeps out of nowhere. Then the party dies down, and then I'm left with my own thoughts. So that joint took a lot of work and shit to accomplish, but I got it done. I also have a new project that I'm working on. It's gonna be a baby project. And then next to that, besides shows and music videos that are in the works and in the air, I'm kind of just chilling. If you're watching this, if you hate me and you're watching this, if you love me and you're watching this, if you don't know who I am and you're watching this, thank you for watching this. Thank you for diving into me. I appreciate all of the listeners. I appreciate all of the consumers, because without you, I mean, I still do what I do because I'm just a creator. But without you guys, guys, girls, babies, dogs, cats, we wouldn't have that much of a drive. So I appreciate you all. Also listen to my mixtape and watch this.